Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is Rachel here with another awesome video for you guys today. And today it's an interesting one. I'm going to show you guys Cricut products you do not need but are probably using. These are things that we have tested in our craft studio over the course of months or years and just have found we don't need them, or we can find something better, cheaper, or we can find a different brand that we like a whole lot better. So depending on the product, these are just some things that you do not need that you're probably using from Cricut. So I can't wait to get started in this video, so let's go ahead and jump into it. The first thing is a bright pad, guys. These guys are not cheap. You can buy them, of course, on Cricut.com. And we've had ours for probably, I want to say, close to 3 years. And we've never found a practical use for it yet. A lot of people say it's really good for sketch artists and things like that because they can use it to sketch on, and have that background to trace little drawings and things like that. But for us, we've used it with all different types of vinyl, and it just does not help us, especially because we feel like it is better to weed on the mat than off the mat, and we would rather weed on the mat than weed on the bright pad. And even when we remove our material from the mat, place on the bright pad, even if we tape it down, it still doesn't quite help us. Even glitter HTV doesn't help us. The best hack that we have for seeing your lines with glitter HTV is actually to use baby powder. And if you guys want to see that video, I will link it in the description below. It's a great hack for you guys and it works amazing, so we definitely recommend that. But the bright pad, we do not love it here at Makers Gonna Learn. We do not ever use it. But maybe, again, if you're like a designer and you like to draw and sketch and trace things, you might like it a little bit, but we do not ever use ours, unfortunately. Next up, guys, is the Teflon sheet. There's a lot of controversy over these guys, whether you need them, whether you don't, how much money to spend on them. And quite frankly, you do not need to spend this much on a Teflon sheet. We do use them for things like painted projects or projects that we have recently stained. We do enjoy using Teflon sheets, but we do not actually have a ton of use for these guys. So we do not recommend buying the Cricut brand because you can find them on Amazon for so much cheaper and they do the exact same thing. So definitely think about that when you are wanting to use a Teflon sheet, that the Cricut brand might not be the best bang for your buck, especially because we just don't use it very often. Now, some people don't find any use for it at all, but again, along with the examples I gave, another great thing to use it for is different types of pillows. If you're ironing on pre-stuffed pillows, which we do often here at Makers Gonna Learn, some of them that have a little bit of suede in them, or some of those funky materials, it can actually show up a little outline from your easy press because the heat plate was touching the pillow directly and it was a little bit harsh. So to get project success all around the board, you do need a Teflon sheet with some of those. So they're definitely good to have around, but you don't necessarily need to get the Cricut brand one. The next product you probably have but really don't need is strong grip transfer tape. We've had this laying around the studio for years and years, and we never touch it anymore, guys, because this is hardcore stuff. Believe it or not, guys, every single craft that we have tried with this guy has been a fail. It is just not great for a ton of different projects. And we even have stuck it to our shirts and stuck it to the floor trying to get it a little bit unsticky to be able to use properly, to no avail. You guys might have some of this laying around. I don't recommend tossing it because you might find that one project in the future that you could use it on, but it is still a product that is really, really strong. So do not use this for everyday use, of course. We love our masking paper transfer tape, and I'll link that in the description below. It is amazing for all kinds of adhesive vinyl projects, but this strong grip transfer tape is really rough. The next products that we personally never use are some kind of funky Cricut tools. So here you can see these tweezers here, and they just have a really weird hook on the top of them. Now, we love our Cricut reverse tweezers. We use these all the time, especially for paper projects. But these guys here that are not reverse tweezers and they kind of have that little, I don't know, hook on it, we never find a use for these. We have so many pairs laying in a drawer just because we never use them. So I definitely want to warn you guys against getting the multi-packs of the Cricut weeder tools because you'll pay a lot of money for it and only use a few tools out of it. Another example is this weeder tool that's kind of curved and has a hook on it. It is really just not great for a ton of projects. However, we do love this regular Cricut weeder tool that is just kind of like a hook So we love this one, but we never use this one. So again, all of these are stuck in a box, never being used because we just don't love them. Now, this is not to say that all you guys out there are not finding amazing uses for these and do not love these. You very well could. I'm just saying here at Makers Gonna Learn, these are just left lying around because we like to be minimalist crafters as much as we can. We do not like to crowd our space with a ton of different things. So we like to use minimal tools and minimal materials to keep around the craft studio. Along with those is the scraper. We tend to use this scraper tool and not this scraper tool. So we use this one for a lot of different functions, of course, like burnishing and scraping little pieces of paper off our mats, and we just haven't found a good use for this guy. So again, he's in a box by himself. The next tool that we just don't use is the XL scraper. We bought these because we were really excited about them, thinking we could burnish at a more rapid pace and do it more efficiently. But in reality, these are hard to store. They're a lot bulkier than the other ones, and they're just not nearly as practical. So we love our regular scraper tools and not the XL scrapers. We spent, I don't know how much money on this guy, and we never use him. He's clean and fresh. So those are the tools that we just don't use from Cricut, to warn you guys, because if you have two that you need to pick above the rest, it's the weeder tool and then the reverse tweezers. The next Cricut product you do not need are, believe it or not, Cricut brand pens. So these guys are really, really expensive, and while they do come in really pretty colors, the best alternative to these is the Crayola fine tip markers. These work amazing in the Cricut. In my opinion, they work even better. I have a whole video of a comparison between Cricut pens and these Crayola markers, and I will link them in the description below. It's a really fun video to get to learn, to get to know your machine a little better, and to use products that aren't Cricut related. So of course the price difference is really, really crazy, but also I have heard tell of the Cricut pens drying out very easily too, and these Crayola markers might do that as well, but the cost is so much better to be able to go and buy a replacement pack of the Crayola markers rather than having to go and buy your own all new Cricut pens. So that is something definitely to keep in mind. The next thing we just don't think is very practical for everyone to have that Cricut wants you to buy are the little totes for your easy presses and the rolling tote for your makers and your machines and things like that. Now, I could definitely see the appeal if you are a traveling crafter, if you love to go to a ton of craft shows and you want to take all of your equipment with you. That might be a great route to go for you guys. But with how much you're paying for them and things like that, they just might not be that cost effective, and they do take up space in your craft studio or craft space. So definitely think about that when you go to purchase those, that you might not need them, or you might could go and shop around for some great alternatives that you could fit your machines and you could fit your easy presses and things like that and be a little bit cheaper, and that way you get more bang for your buck and you don't have to pay those Cricut prices. The next thing that Cricut is selling that you don't necessarily need to buy are the Cricut Infusible ink blanks. Now, of course, especially when Cricut Infusible ink was brand new, we bought a bunch of that product, and we bought a bunch of these blanks, and while they do work, they're just really expensive when you guys can go and hack the system at Amazon and your local shops and buy different products. So here is a Cricut brand shirt here for Infusible ink, whereas we go to Amazon and buy 2 Hanes shirts that are 100% polyester for like 14 bucks, which is $7 a piece. And that is a steal compared to the prices of the shirt. So definitely, especially with Cricut blanks like this, get creative, do your research to know what materials they have in them so that you can go and find ones that are way more in your budget. And last but not least, guys, is Cricut brand glitter vinyl. This material, guys, has given Makers Gonna Learn so much trouble in the past and in the present. We still are trying to work with it to no avail. It's a fine product. We just have not been able to use it properly. We try different cut settings. We try different strengths of transfer tape. We just cannot get it to work. However, 651 Vinyl has an amazing brand that, in my opinion, is prettier than the Cricut brand, and it is smooth and flat, and it is perfect. It cuts amazingly, and of course, it is cheaper than Cricut brand. So definitely keep that in mind, that you do not have to stick with Cricut brand if you're wanting to create something amazing, because other brands sometimes have even better materials out there. So I will link down below 651 Vinyl and where you can get this amazing glitter vinyl today. So that is a great product as well. Well, guys, I hope that you've enjoyed these awesome Cricut products. You probably have, but you really don't need. I hope I opened your eyes to some things that you could do without, or some changes you can make in your own craft space. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, give the video a thumbs up and leave us a comment if you have any questions down below. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. And if you want more info on our amazing crafting community, click the very first link in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.